They say if you stop buying coffee every morning, you'd be rich. Financial gurus love to point at your 5 latte and call it the reason you're broke. But is that really true? Is coffee the villain in your financial story, or is it just a convenient scapegoat? Today, we're going to dig deep into the myth of the latte factor and uncover what's actually keeping people broke. The latte factor is a popular idea in personal finance. It says small daily purchases, like your morning coffee, add up to thousands over time. The math sounds scary. $5 a day becomes $150 a month, nearly $20 a year, and over 30 years, maybe $100 if invested. But here's the question: does skipping coffee really make you wealthy? Or does it distract from the bigger picture? Part of the reason this advice is so popular is because it feels simple. Don't buy coffee, save money. Done. It gives people a sense of control. But it also creates guilt every time you spend on something small. You feel like you're ruining your financial future. And here's the problem: guilt doesn't build wealth. So, let's be clear. Yes, cutting out coffee can save money. But coffee isn't the reason most people are broke. You don't go bankrupt because of a latte. You go broke because of bigger, systemic issues. Stagnant wages, rising housing costs, student loans, medical debt, and lack of savings. Coffee is tiny compared to those. Here's another truth. Small purchases like coffee often give people joy, relief, and a sense of normalcy. If your life is stressful, that morning latte might be your one affordable luxury. And ironically, cutting it out may not make you wealthier, it might just make you miserable. So what does keep people broke? It's not the coffee. It's living paycheck to paycheck because housing takes half your income. It's expensive car payments. It's not having an emergency fund. So one problem turns into credit card debt. It's lack of financial education and systemic inequality. Coffee is a distraction from the real conversation. Still, the latte factor isn't completely useless. It teaches a valuable concept: opportunity cost. If you spend money here, you can't spend it there. If you invest instead of consume, your money grows. The problem isn't the math, it's the focus. People blame the latte, but ignore the $700 car payment, the oversized mortgage, or the lack of retirement savings. On the other hand, small habits do matter. If you always spend without thinking, those habits add up. Coffee isn't dangerous by itself, but the mindset of ignoring small expenses can lead to bigger waste. The lesson isn't never buy coffee. The lesson is be intentional with money. The real power of the latte factor is showing people what investing can do. If you invested just $5 a day, over decades it could turn into a 6-figure sum. That's powerful. But here's the twist. You don't need to cut out all joy to invest. You can have your coffee and invest too, if you focus on the big wins. Financial success rarely comes from skipping lattes. It comes from the big wins. Negotiating a higher salary, lowering housing costs, avoiding high-interest debt, and investing consistently. Cut unnecessary expenses if you want, but focus on the decisions that truly move the needle. The danger of the coffee myth is that it blames individuals for systemic problems. It says, you're broke because of your choices, instead of recognizing that wages, healthcare, and education costs play a bigger role. Personal responsibility matters, but blaming lattes ignores reality. So what's the truth? The truth is balance. Yes, watch your spending. Yes, invest for the future, but don't deprive yourself of every joy just to chase an extra $100 a month. A sustainable financial plan lets you enjoy life today while still building for tomorrow. Here's how to apply this. Track your spending for 1 month. Identify your biggest expenses, not just the small ones. Cut what doesn't bring you value. Keep what does. Build an emergency fund. Automate your investments, even small amounts. And yes, buy the coffee if it makes you happy and you can afford it. So, is buying coffee really keeping you broke? No. The real problem isn't coffee. It's ignoring the big financial decisions, living without a plan, and letting guilt replace strategy. Coffee is not the enemy. The enemy is financial neglect. So enjoy your latte, but make sure you're also building a future. Because wealth isn't about sacrifice alone, it's about making smarter choices with the money you have.